Hi friends. Now in today's video I'll talk about a peculiar problem that I see many students facing. And this problem in particular is peculiar to students who are often repeating after not doing so well in an exam. So let me explain the scenario to you. A student walks up to me and says, "Sir, last time in my exam and this time I want to do better in this exam." So I asked them, "Okay, what is your plan this time?" So he says, "Sir, this time I want to do so well that I want to top the exam." I'm like, that is the good spirit to do, and this time I will do what all the books, I will become perfect in each subject. I will spend months and hours into each subject. I'll try to become so perfect at everything that I'll become so good. I'll do all the resources available in the market, from textbooks to guidebooks. I'll collect everything. I'll become perfect. And then I asked them that, do you think that people who are doing well in this exam, do you think they are perfect? So they're confused. So let me explain this scenario to you. We have to appreciate the idea that whenever we are part of any competition or any competitive exam, not we no nobody is perfect into this. So people who are doing better than others are winning. So there's nobody who's perfect. But what happens is sometimes you target perfectionism and you put so much time into everything, and you ignore the smart study concept. In the smart study you have to do more things which are more likely to be asked. You have to put more effort into things where you have to be more smart than rather than being a perfectionist here. Let me put it in the right sense of word for you. Now try and imagine now. And then I asked him, "Okay, I understand your concept and I understand that how you want to study this year. Now tell me, what have you done in the last 1 month?" And then he says, "Sir, I'm still planning how to go about it." That brings me to the second part. What has happened here is that when you make a very perfect target, you made a very perfect target that this year I'll be perfect in every subject. This year I'll be perfect in every subject. I'll use every resource possible in the world. You understand? So you have given yourself a target, but deep down in your heart, you know the truth that nobody is perfect. And you know this. You are trying to do something which you will not be able to do, and you end up procrastinating. That means you end up pushing it further ahead, and you go back into ruminating and thinking and planning what to do, how to go about it. And actuality, you are just scrolling Facebook, you're just watching TV, or you're changing channels, you're just procrastinating everything. In the end, nothing is happening. Now try and understand the vicious cycle, and we need to break them. To break this cycle of this is that you have to understand that do not look at the bigger picture right. Okay, do not look at the bigger picture right now, especially when repeating after a debacle. Do not look at the bigger picture right now. Do not look at the end point right now. Forget about what you want to become, why you're giving this exam. Just forget about everything. When we are repeating, key thing is that whenever we are repeating, there are two things which are going to push me down, push me back. One is the procrastination, second is perfectionism. I have to target, instead of this I have to target progress. So to target progress, I have to look at things 1 week at a time. 1 week at a time. So we divide your entire repeating cycle. Instead of looking at the bigger picture in the beginning itself and putting yourself under so much pressure that you're not doing anything, you divide it into smaller targets. Okay, you say, okay, this is the subject that I'll finish in this week, this is the test I'll appear for in this week, this is the subject I'll do in this week, and look at 1 week at a time. Do not put so much pressure on you that pressure leads to that paralysis of not doing anything. You understand my point? I hope you see this here, that I have seen this happen to so many people in the past. They want to build a perfect company, but they don't start. You understand? Because that thought of perfection, because that is unachievable at beginning itself. The perfection would come with time, and probably it is an what perfection is. It's a state of constant improvement that would happen. So there's nothing perfect. You understand? Even when you reach to the peak of your career, you will still be improving. You still will be learning. So you have to understand this. So progress is the key. Perfectionism is not the key. The key is progress. Key is in understanding where you are weak at, and key is in putting those correct planning in mind, and look at that, divide that entire plan into smaller targets, look at a smaller target at a time and achieve that. And our mind is programmed in a way that when I look at a more achievable target, I tend to go for it. Now let me explain to you. Now suppose you make a target that okay, from today I'll do 18 subjects in 2 days and revise everything. You'll end up doing nothing because you know this is not achievable. On the other hand, if I say that okay, these 3 chapters I'll be good at in the end of these 2 days, you will do it. So you have to reframe your targets in your mind. You have to, forget about the bigger picture at the beginning of your repeating cycle. You have to understand. It is on the back of your mind, okay, that this is what I want to become, this is what I want to achieve. It is on your back of your mind. I understand that. It is on the back of our mind, everybody's mind, that okay, I want to do something, I want to do this. Yes, but keep it at the back of your mind. Don't bring it at the front of it, because what will happen is then you will start to look for perfection in everything, which might be difficult to achieve at the first go, which will lead you to procrastination and you will end up doing nothing. That is the vicious cycle I've seen with many people. They talk big, they think big, they want to do big, but their own, thoughts. Have you ever heard of people saying like this, that either I will, do a 5-star hotel, I'll be, living in a 5-star, or I'm living at my home only. I'm not going out. So I would say that why not go to some other, why not target progress? Why do you want to do the things which are totally perfect? You have to like target progress, 1 week at a time, 1 week at a time. Gradually, when we start achieving tiny targets, let me explain to you. When we start achieving those tiny targets, these tiny victories, they accumulate in us. And what do they give us? They give us confidence. They tell us that I'm improving. More you improve, more you achieve targets, more closer to the final thing you go, and probably you reach as close as possible to perfectionism in your own definition, but you do it step by step, step by step. You don't build it in one day. You don't build it in one day. You build it by going 1 week at a time, accumulate a one tiny victory, 1 week at a time, accumulate one more victory, accumulate a lot of tiny victories to give you confidence to face the final battle with more confidence. You do well in the final exam. I hope I have been able to explain to you how to go about this repeat cycle, how to avoid this vicious cycle of perfectionism, procrastination. Either I want to do everything perfectly, or I'm not doing anything. So there is something in between them that is called as progress. Target tiny victories, do accumulate them. I wish you all the best. Thank you.